Hey Anonymai, welcome to a fun coin roll hunt that we have going on here. I have an original bank wrapped 1954 Federal Reserve of Chicago, and these are Denver cents, and they look pretty beautiful. Their strike is, I would say, above average. This one in particular is not outstanding first strike on the die type of good, but the amount of detail there is good. There's a gash over his ear in the hair area and a few carbon spots. And then on the reverse, same thing. It's above average strike. The O is a little soft in one, a few carbon spots, but good color, decent strikes. And I was having a hard time deciding whether I wanted to open this or just leave it as it is. I decided I don't save any of them. I open everything. Nothing is saved from my curiosity. So we're going to open these today and grade it out and see if we have anything good. One of the fun things about a 54D is that if you do find an MS67, it is a condition rarity, meaning that for this year in Mint Mark, there aren't that many of them. You can find 66s, I wouldn't say fairly easily, but they do not hold the value, any exceptional value. They're probably in the $30 range. If you find the 67, it's a $400 coin. So normally those 67s don't pop that much between 66 and 67, but in this case they do. And as you can see, this is not a Batdorf wrap roll. This is the standard diagonal paper here. And let's get into it. I've talked enough. Now, my only concern is that those carbon spots might be throughout, and that would be a bummer. But if it is, I actually have a 1954 roll that is gem. And so if this doesn't grade out better than that one, then I'll just hang on to the other one and sell this one and go buy some more rolls. So you can see here there are some spots kind of in the throughout, which was one of my concerns. The color is fairly consistent here, which is good. I think this is very original. Sorry, got that paper waving. And I'm going to slide these up to the top, a little out of the frame, but you can see the toning on the ender here. And that's pretty bright. That's a pretty bright coin, guys. That's a good sign of what's inside, hopefully. I'll put the ender up here in the ender slot, and then the other end, you can see the toning. You can see where the paper was in contact for all those years, changing the color slightly. Again, that's a very good looking coin. So I think we're on to a pretty good roll. Take a look at a few more before I hit pause and grade this thing out to the best of my ability. Do a little zooming here for you. So you can see the strike is, this one's medium. I would not say this is very average strike. Good, not great, also not bad. The carbon spots are a little distracting. Same thing here. Pretty good strike. Very good luster with some distracting spots. So given the marks on the beard, this is probably a 64, maybe a 5 on the right day, but we'll go with a 64. This one looks like it might have been handled. I have some rubbing on both the cheek and the beard. Got a gash in the field. Good luster. A few distracting spots. Pretty good strike on the reverse. Because of the color, we're probably going to have to go 63. little bit of mottling. Mottle is what I'm saying. Mottle. It looks like the detergent. Maybe that last one wasn't a print. It looks like the wash on here might have given it a little bit of, just slight toning discoloration. Same thing on the reverse. Good strike, good luster. You can see it. It's got good shine to it. Probably go 64 because there's fewer distractions there than the last coin. Same thing here. A little bit of that modeling going on. This one has a little less contact going on, but still the modeling is impairing it enough to hurt that grade. So we'll go 63. And we'll do one more here that I set to the side. We got a ding in the beard. This is a pretty good strike. Slight discoloration, not as bad as the other two. The reverse has more of that discoloration. Great luster though, look at it shine. We'll go 64. So I'll pause it right here for you and I'll let you know. I'll start looking for the more valuable repunched mint mark as well. See if we can turn up one of those and see if we've got any stunners in here. So I'll talk to you guys in just a sec. All right, Anonymi, I went through this roll and it was okay. Wasn't the best roll I've ever opened. It certainly wasn't the worst either. But given that its age, it was probably pretty average for a wheat roll that you might find in a paper wrapper. This is how it graded out. And when I say average, this is kind of what average means. I would expect a roll to look about average 64. You can see there are some that dipped below, and sometimes it was the carbon or that detergent toning that was going on that dropped it a grade. Sometimes it was contact, but usually in this roll it had more to do with color. The strikes were pretty good, just like we saw at the beginning. So it wasn't about the actual coin or the strike. It mostly had to do with color, where I was knocking them up or down. I think if this roll had better color, everything would have slid a grade up. We would have had some 66s, and it probably would have been an above average roll. But it is what it is. That's what we're dealing with. There was, however, a very fun find in this. And I kind of looked up values to try to understand this particular coin, but I did find a repunched mint mark. And I forgot what the RPM number is. You know, I'm going to hit pause so I can tell you. Okay, it is the FS501. So this is the premier RPM for the 1954 Denver series. And I will pick up the coin here. And I'm having a hard time deciding how this would grade out, primarily due to color. So as you can see, the color's a little bit disturbed by the same stuff that we saw throughout. It's not even carbon spotting it. It looks more like that detergent that they use at the mint that doesn't fully get washed off the planchet, and then they strike it and it becomes a permanent fixture. So the luster is good. It's clearly an unk. The strike is good. The O on one is strong. It doesn't fade to the top left like some of the coins do. The MER in America is strong. Sometimes that's a little squishy and faded. There is a little bit of contact going on, so I would probably put this in the 64 range. The only question becomes, what does this coloring do to the grade? Is it going to slide to red brown? Is it going to get the 64 because it's a good strike and doesn't have a lot of contact? I don't know. It's hard to say. But having done all that preliminary, let me give you a close-up of the part that makes it special. See if I can get a good focus on this. can't quite get it to focus for you, but you can kind of see what's going on here. The main D, the RPM is the one that is primarily in focus right here. But if you are able to get it in the right light, you can see the faint prior D. This just isn't working quite right. Let me try. If you get it in the light correctly, you can see the prior D that it used to have, the original D that was there before they punched it again. And it cuts through, seeing how close I can get without losing focus. You can see it cut through the center of the D there, and then you can also see the top of it above the repunched D as well. Now, the way that this is listed is D over D over D, so they're saying there are 3 here. I'm not sure where they are. I'm not that much of an RPM guy or a variety guy, so I can't speak to that. But if you want to go on the internet and look up FS501, FS-501, that is the variety that we have here. And there was only one in the roll as far as I could tell, so it was a fun little find. Just for the sake of understanding what we have here, if this got an MS64 red, again, I'm not sure if it would or not, it would be about a $55 coin. By the time you send it in, pay the grading fees, and then even pay up fees for variety attribution, we're getting very close to $50. So it's not, well, with PCGS anyway. And so it's not a big profit-making proposition to send that in. But if you wanted to, you could, if RPMs are your thing. But I might just keep it like that, or maybe I'll put it in a flip and then sell the roll and say, hey, this one comes with it to help recoup some of the money from the roll. The one that I have is nicer than this grade-wise, so I'll probably be selling this. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That's what I like to look for when I'm going through these rolls. I hope you guys can go out there, find some rolls. Don't be afraid of things in tubes either. A lot of times those tubed rolls, they're not heavily searched either. Who knows who put them in there and when. So go out there, have some fun, enjoy looking through some pennies, start a little roll collection. It's a good time. So we'll see you guys in the next video. If you don't mind, give me a thumbs up, and happy hunting.